I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know. You can't replace me. I'm awake, it's time to break free. I'm levitating.
Nintendo Switch today. I'd rather be doing that than talking about this 4-hour Borefest. Four hours, ladies and gentlemen. If you thought I was going live last night, man, that wasn't happening over here, bro. That wasn't happening, man. No way, Jose. When you got a main event of the Paragon versus Lance Archer and Rocky Romero, yeah, bro, I'm tapping out. God, this show sucks. I wish I wasn't even here right now. I'd like to forget this show even happened. Will Osprey claimed AEW sucks. Mercedes eats a dry as fuck steak with no sides. MJF calls out Mystico. Adam Page still doesn't like Swerve, and vice versa. And I'm trying to remember what else happened. I'm sure it wasn't important. It's gonna be a good one, folks. It's gonna be a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beer Garden. It's 87 degrees in New York City. We're open for business. Drinking them cold tonight, outside, happy hour. When I get there and walk through those doors, I want to know on this Thursday afternoon, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Fyter Borefest 2025 post-show for your Thursday, June 5th, 2025. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live on this Thursday afternoon. It's happy hour. I'm joined by the one and only Chi-Town Smark Jesse. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? How you feel, man?
I feel good, man.
How's that weather out there? You enjoying it?
Yes, thank you for the nice weather finally after all your fucking rain.
Hey, little spoiler alert, don't get too used to it. Summer's not here yet, bro.
What's coming next? A fucking tornado?
Nah, it's just gonna cool off, man. It doesn't stay warm. It's gonna cool off again and get a little damp. I mean,
That's all right.
but we'll get there. We'll get there, man. Summer will get to us at some point.
All right. You know what I want to get to us, bro? A good week of pro wrestling. Still looking for it, man. Can't find it.
Well, let me know when you do.
I don't know. You didn't. You didn't appreciate the luchadors last night, man. I thought I was watching CMLL over here.
You know, the show wouldn't be so just fucked up if it wasn't 4 hours fucking long, man.
4 hours long? I could have swore it was still going on, bro.
It did. It had an overrun. They had the nerve to give us an overrun.
Man, I was cleaning out my fucking closet, man, in my apartment at AC, man. I look over at 12 o'clock. I'm like, the show's over. 12:04. I still see fucking Lance Archer and Rocky Romero on my TV. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Yeah, man, they could have ended early at the very least. Don't go over. My God, man.
I don't know, man. Listen, this apparently was an experiment from Warner Brothers to AEW. The only reason why they did this is for a multitude of reasons. One, the NBA Finals. Two, Money in the Bank. And three, UFC. I mean, it's going to be a loaded sports weekend. And nobody's watching fucking Collision, man, over any of those other things. So I'll tell you this. They moved it to Wednesday, and they figured, you know what? To evade all these other more important things, we'll just double the show in length, and we'll do not 2 hours, but 4 hours of AEW television, man. We'll do Dynamite and Collision in one show and just label it Fyter Fest. Or what I like to call Fyter Borefest.
Well, guess what? It's not 2 to 4 hours. It's gonna be 8 hours, bro.
I know. We're getting it next week, too, aren't we?
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know, man. We may undertake the same thing next week.
I agree. I mean, after the 4 hour watch along I did yesterday, I do not want to do that show and then go live immediately after it. You can count me out.
You were dead, huh?
That's it, man. I'm not watching that shit and then reviewing it again on a Wednesday night. It's sad that we have to do that, every other month or so for pay-per-views. I'm not doing this shit every other week, man. Fuck that.
Well, you don't like 8 hours of weekly AEW coverage, bro, in one night?
There is look, collectively, there's too much pro wrestling on our televisions. They have saturated the market. WWE, AEW, everything, NXT, TNA, everybody involved. If you have a wrestling show on any fucking wrestling channel, you are contributing to the fact that there is too much pro wrestling on every week. Every day of the week, there's a pro wrestling show on. That's too much, man. We used to have that shit once every other week or so. Fine, that wasn't enough. Once a week, okay. Twice a week was probably the sweet spot. That was probably the sweet spot. Raw and SmackDown, and then that was it for the week. Now, this is too much. This is too much pro wrestling, bro.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's evolved, bro. I remember when Monday Night Raw was 1 hour, and then we got Raw going to 2 hours, and then we got SmackDown. Yeah, 4 hours a week.
90 minutes first.
Yeah, it eventually led to 4 hours of weekly television. Then Raw, 13 fabled years ago, went to 3 hours, and SmackDown still remained at 2. But then we got that nice, beautiful 1 hour block of NXT, Black and Gold on Wednesdays on the old WWE Network, man. That was like, the fucking slop we were given on Mondays. It was like, all right, back to the main course on Wednesday, man. That 1 hour just kind of wiped all the bad taste out of your mouth. And then AEW comes along, and they're at 2 hours, and it's, a lot of us aren't really paying attention to WWE. We're watching it, but we don't really care, and we're watching Black and Gold, and we're watching AEW. So at least 3 hours out of all the countless hours of wrestling in your week was great. And now you fast forward to today, where Monday Night Raw is 2.5 hours, largely fucking boring. SmackDown is god-awful at 3 hours. And AEW at 2 hours is fucking bad. You double that and give us 4 hours yesterday. Bro, I'm begging for one of these companies to give me substantial, fucking fulfilling, good pro wrestling. Everything fucking sucks, bro. I swear to God. I haven't seen every promotion suck this bad in quite a while, all at the same time, man. All of it's terrible. It's so fucking boring, I can't sit here and even calculate to you how boring this shit is.
Bro, I think legit, just now, a few seconds ago, I just cracked the code. I mean, that is the problem. It's the product is overly saturated. All of it together. You can't put on that much pro wrestling a week and continue to give us compelling story.
No.
It's just impossible.
No.
Television shows that have had 20-year runs have off season. The writers can reset, redo stories, make it fresh by the next season. It's just impossible. It is just impossible. You cannot give us compelling story from, beginning to end when you have wrestling on as much as we do. You just, there was just inherently going to be burnout. I mean, and the lulls are going to be more than the highs. You might get a few weeks here and there where the shit gets good, but what about the other 45 weeks of the year? It's all trash. WWE picks it up right before WrestleMania season. AEW picked it up 5 years ago, then stopped doing it ever since. I don't know what happened there, but it's just too much. I don't think there's any creative writer in existence that can write compelling story for as much TV time that they have consistently. It's just not going to happen.
It's exactly that. I said this for the last few weeks. It's just way too much. You look at the WWE schedule coming out of WrestleMania. The build for WrestleMania was fucking completely lackluster. There was some glimmers of greatness in there with Punk and Rollins, a promo here, a promo there. Outside that, there wasn't really much of anything going on into WrestleMania season. After WrestleMania, we went the next 3 weeks and we had Backlash. Coming out of Backlash, we had 2 weeks going into Saturday night's main event. And then after Saturday night's main event, we're going into Money in the Bank another 3 weeks. And in another 3 weeks coming out of this weekend, we're going into Saudi. And then after that, another 2 weeks, we're going into Saturday night's main event, Evolution, Battleground. I'm like, and then 3 weeks after that, it's SummerSlam. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Can you stop? What is with the overabundance of shows? Like, give me one show per month, PLE, and give me your weekly television show. Why do we need 4 shows happening on the same fucking weekend, on the same weekend as All In, plus that show's going to be 6 hours long? Bro, my mind is already melting after what WWE did with the schedule and what's to come. I'm already fucking exhausted. We haven't even gotten there yet.
It is. It's just created. It's created a toxic community collectively all around, because all of the shows are either going to be mediocre at best. The standard has changed. A mediocre show is a great show. The bad shows stick out because they're significantly worse. There are no more exceptional stories. There are no more exceptional shows. How much can you do with the same wrestlers on the same shows year round, every week, 2 to 3 times a week? How can you keep that interesting? It's just fucking impossible.
Last week, we had 35 days before All In. Jesse and I both said last week, all right, we got 1 week coming out of the PLE, well, the pay-per-view. Sorry, I can't call it a PLE. The sickos will get mad. Pay-per-view. And this is the first build in 7 weeks. What did they do last week that was groundbreaking? They didn't really do anything. But they did start the show last week with a tremendous opening segment with 3 of their very best. Hangman, Swerve, and Will Osprey. Even Mercedes and Toni Storm, nice little introductory. They had a little back and forth. I mean, the dancing was kind of cringe. They didn't really do much of anything. But the one thing that we both said was that, all right, you give me that next week and the week after that, you got to develop some story on top of it just being, hey, this is the two biggest women stars in our division and they're wrestling at our biggest show of the year. You're going to need more than that. So we go into this week, Jesse, and all I see coming out of this 4-hour show was them basically do nothing to build and waste, theoretically, 1 week of television because there is no show Saturday. Everything that they gave you was yesterday. And they just did what they did, and they gave little effort into building all in. We got Hangman and Moxley finally staring down. We got Swerve and Osprey going one-on-one because they have differences, and Osprey is going to stop Swerve because he would rather Hangman win the championship over Moxley. So we got that going on. But as far as everything else, I don't think they put any effort into the show last night, and I'm still trying to figure out where we even start with the discussion for this obviously boring show last night. A complete waste of 4 hours. If you missed this 4-hour show, folks, you missed nothing. I swear to God, you missed nothing. So I'm going to leave it to Jesse. We're going to get this discussion started on Dynamite and Collision, this Fyter Fest show. What was the biggest takeaway for you last night, Jesse?
I have no idea, man.
Jesse's got no big.
Probably Mercedes eating that steak. I mean, what did she get? A bite out of it? I think Toni Storm ate more of that tough ass steak than she did. I mean, I kid. So, I don't know. I think the biggest news, if we're gonna call it that, coming out of it, is we're officially getting Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada at All In for winner takes all, both titles. I don't know. I feel like that Okada was brought into AEW specifically for this match.
That's it.
I feel like it had to be put on pause because of Kenny Omega's battle with diverticulitis. I feel like Kenny is still dealing with the side effects of that. I mean, and who wouldn't? I mean, unless you're fucking Brock Lesnar. But we get that. And then we have Kazuchika Okada, who has significantly cooled off from his heights in New Japan. And these two guys are going to go out there and try to somehow recreate the magic that they gave us the 3 times that, we got it back in the Tokyo Dome or whatever the case may be. Will the match be good? Yes. Will it be great? Probably. I expect it to be. Will they recapture that same magic? I would say no. I would say that there's no way they can do it. I appreciate them trying, and I expect nothing less. But it just feels like, A, they don't have that momentum built up. B, I don't have faith that they'll create that momentum as we get closer. And C, these guys are just fucking 10 years older than they were the last time they did the match, man.
Yeah, I don't know why people are gooning this match. Like, I don't really get it. Sure, it's a match that makes the show on paper look, oh man, that with Hangman maybe winning the title and Toni Storm and Mercedes Mone for the women's championship. Then you had Okada and Omega. I mean, on paper, just those 3 matches, those are 3 very good pay-per-view matches. The thing is, we talk about Carlito. Carlito was let go from WWE, or he is not being given a contract to return. Carlito parlayed 2 years of nothing into probably the smartest decision that someone has ever made. I mean, this guy took 1 appearance at Backlash in Puerto Rico and has turned it into 2 years of absolutely doing nothing but eating apples and playing PlayStation 5 while Dominic Mysterio is eating chicken McNuggets. So he made all this money and did nothing. Okada might be the second most smartest guy in the business, because he's come to AEW, and he's had a good match here. He's had a good match there. He's wrestled Will Ospreay. He's wrestled Speedball Mike Bailey. He's done all right. He won the Continental Classic. What are you going to go and look back at with Okada in AEW that is revolutionary, that is game-changing, that is big business, being that he showed up on that show, Big Business, when Mercedes debuted? Okada coming into AEW was and I mean this in all sincerity, Okada coming in is basically Tony Khan living out his fantasy of being pro wrestling booker. He got Okada. He paid the money to get Okada, enough to sway him to not go back to New Japan or WWE. And he's got him on the payroll. And like Jesse said, this is the only match that Okada was brought in for because Tony wanted a pay-per-view under his name with Okada and Omega on it. And that's what you're getting it all in. Diverticulitis hit Kenny. They had to stall. And now we're back at it. And they're doing little to nothing to even make us care about the match. The only thing that they're selling us on is this is chapter 5. All right, you want to fucking, get us up to speed on chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4? The fuck do I give a shit what chapter 5 means? If I don't know what the fuck happened in the first 4 chapters, do you care to tell me what the story is? I watched the matches. I thought they were great. But do you care to tell me what the story is? Oh, but the story is diverticulitis. Oh, yeah? Seems like AEW dropped the diverticulitis thing because the Bucks are helping Jon Moxley. These are the same guys that targeted Kenny Omega, and they can't even be bothered to tell that story going into this match, which they're making into a big deal. And what does Okada do going into All In? Does he win? Does he lose? What happens if he loses? Where does he go after that? Is this it for Okada? Are they going to just bench him and pay him all this money? I mean, the one positive in this, Jesse, with Okada is he's probably been ravaged and beaten to shit over the years of abuse in New Japan and wrestling the style that he's wrestled. He's finally had a chance to rest here. He hasn't been showcased the way that he was over there. He will in Texas. But this match, to me, doesn't mean much of anything. It's only these fucking internet geeks and these New Japan enthusiasts and these AEW sickos that are gooning this match for whatever reason because it's for the graps. It's going to be great graps. I don't give a shit about that. So I'm looking at it in the bigger picture, the bigger spectrum. What happens after this match? Does Okada still remain relevant? Do we unite the international and continental championships into one title? I would love to see all these things happen. That's where my pro wrestling stance is on this match. I don't know how you feel.
I'm not a big fan of the and you like to use that. What happens after this? I mean, I feel like we're putting the cart in front of the horse.
You have to think that way, bro.
We have to get to where we're headed first. We have to work on the build to get to where we're headed before we work on what happens down the line. I can literally use that line for every last single pay-per-view match ever. What happens after this, though? Well, you got to wait and find out. I mean, what happens after this? I don't know. They could change up the meta. They could stay the course. They could fall off. They could increase. We don't know. How about we get to where we're going first?
In this sense, it makes sense because he's done nothing.
That's another good point, though. What happens after that? I don't know. He's doing nothing right now, so same thing. More, less. I don't.
Did what they
right now,
did?
I'm worried about getting to where we're headed.
Did what they did last night get you excited about the match? Because all it was, oh my God, look, there's a face-off here, and they're throwing some punches, and then Okada retreats. Did that get you excited?
Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. It was just so cookie cutter, man. It was just, they have time to tell a story, but if they're gonna, give a story like this going into it, then it's gonna be an epic fucking fail. They have to have a plan. They have to do something to make the match interesting. The names are not enough. It's just not enough. These guys are facing off. Okay. Winner takes all. Semi-interesting, but so if we're going to talk about what happens next, I'm interested in what happens with the titles next, with whoever wins. Is one title going away? Are they going to make one unification title? Are we going to have a champ? That's what I'm interested in, what happens after it. But as far as the individuals go, who knows? They may have a different storyline. They may take a hiatus. I don't fucking know. What happens with the titles that are basically useless around both of their waists right now? What happens with those belts? What happens when you have one unified champion?
Well, that's the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to. They should really detail what we're going to get instead of waiting. Maybe they don't even fucking know. That's why they haven't said anything. We need these titles unified. The Continental Championship is a complete waste. Keep the International Championship. The Continental Classic doesn't need to be for a belt. The champion doesn't need to compete in the tournament and give up the championship to go through the whole fucking tournament, for him to lose the tournament, for him to no longer be the champion. I mean, that concept is so fucking foreign here in the United States. Nobody gives a shit about that. Make it simplified. Make it more prestigious. The winner of the Continental Classic gets a #1 contendership for the title at Revolution. That's it. That's all you need to do. International Championship should remain. And if you want to create a new championship with these two championships being merged, I don't know if they're allowed to for copyright reasons, because I do believe WWE has copyrighted Intercontinental Championship. If they want to make an AEW Intercontinental Championship and just merge these championships, that would be great. But I don't know if they could actually go and do that. But one championship is all we need, and that's the most important aspect as well for me on what we're doing. But there's no story here. There's no, I don't give a fuck what happened in Japan. You're going to have some geek in there, oh, but there is story. No, there's not. I haven't seen anything play out outside Kenny's diverticulitis and them putting him on the shelf for about 7-8 months. That's it. That's the story. You got to tell me more than what we got last night. They did nothing to get me excited about that match. And by the way, they played everybody with a major announcement. And then in the third hour of this show, right before the main event, Tony has a major announcement, and the major announcement was that this match is taking place at All In. Gee, Tony, thank you for the fucking, the major announcement. Like, we didn't fucking know this match was taking place immediately after the Classic ended in December at World's End. And you put these two guys in the ring with the clearest fuck shot of the All In banner above the building, right in between these guys. We knew this match was happening in December.
Yeah.
But what type of major announcement is this? That's not a major announcement. That's just you giving us predictive programming in December, and we had to wait 7 months to get the official announcement. Everybody knew then. So what type of major announcement was this?
I don't know. He had to make an announcement. He just couldn't say, well, I assumed you guys knew. He has to make an announcement.
We
He
know.
made the announcement, and everybody's harping on major. Okay, well, we can't call it major, I guess. I mean, it's just an announcement. I guess people would have felt better if he wouldn't have said major, but he has to announce the match.
A major announcement would be Collision moving to Thursdays officially. That's a major announcement.
If he did not announce the match, we'd be mad about that. Is he gonna fucking tell us about the match or not? Why is he waiting so long?
Book it. Just book it. It's so insignificant. Just book it. Who cares?
I mean, I guess he's trying to build it up, build up the value of it. I mean, and maybe to the casual, maybe that's something, but to us, it fell flat. It fell so flat, man. I mean, so they have a lot of work to do as far as the build for that match if he wants us to really have a genuine interest in it. And I hope they do it. I'm just not confident they can.
What about the build, bro? We got, it's going to be less than 30 days come next week. What about the build? We know the build for Omega and Okada really isn't all that much right now. Very lacking. What about the build for Mercedes and Toni Storm, bro? I mean, coming out of last week's show, we said specifically they need to do something to really tell a story here between these two women instead of just going with the tried and true, it's the biggest match we got. And it doesn't really matter. So last night, I even said on social media, they did nothing because they bundled up Collision and Dynamite. So theoretically, this is a wasted week. And now we have less than, 30 days to go with these two ladies going into the biggest women's match in company history. The build last night was Mercedes supposedly being on commentary, then was not, and then was out there eating a dry as fuck steak from wherever they got it in Denver. And Jesse and I were laughing about this in the sound check before we went live. It was legitimately a steak on a silver plate with greens. The steak was on top of greens, and that was it. There was no sides. There was a glass of red wine that looked to be a fourth full, and that was it. And this is the build. Mercedes is out there eating steak because she's the boss, so the CEO, sorry. She's better than a boss. She's a CEO now. And then after the match, Tony Jesse ate the steak or took a bite of the steak, and that was the build for last night's show. I don't know what you thought, man. That's a wasted 7 days, in my honest opinion. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
I feel like it was a wasted steak. I mean, it
wasn't even a real steak. We don't even fucking know.
I saw a close-up video. It was all grayed out and well done. I mean, she really, really showed her true heel fashion by sitting out there eating a well-done steak. I mean, that was just, and it had like a bunch of parsley on the side. I mean, it just looked really fucking bad.
She didn't even have the right cutlery, bro.
No, I would love to know who's gonna take credit for making that goddamn steak. Is that what they offer in catering in AEW? What the fuck? What is this,
bro? Listen, man, the catering girls don't got shit like that, man. Let me tell you, I don't think they want shit like that, but there's no fucking steak like that in catering, man. That might have been a message to the rest of the girls. I get this, and you guys get the scraps.
No, Taz said that he was just in catering and they didn't have that shit. They had pizza rolls. He said that. He said they didn't have that in catering. He don't know where she got that shit from.
I'll take the pizza rolls over what that was, man. I don't know what that was, but Jesse knows his steaks, man. I love a good steak too, but that was just comical. I mean, what was that? That's your effort into the biggest women's match of the entire year. Mercedes out there eating steak in front of Toni Storm. Come on, man. Who looks at this and is entertained? How is this getting you excited about the match? How many weeks do we have to tell you? Story is going to make the match better, and they're not doing any story, and they're just going into it because it's great graps. I'm tired of that, man. I hate that narrative. I really do.
Yeah, so they do have an uphill battle with this as well. This is supposed to be 1B of the top matches on the card so far. You know, I mean, it's supposed to be the most interesting, definitely of the women's matches, which, I mean, well, we might get 2 on the whole card anyway. I mean, who knows? But they need to tell us a story. They need to do something. I mean, they can't just sit back and let the clock go and wait for the show to get here and think that's enough. It's not. Toni Storm eating Mercedes steak, that's not enough. They need some animosity. They need some build.
Tony eating Mercedes steak. Do you believe what the fuck we're talking about here, man? For the biggest show of the year that they got. Mercedes is eating a steak outside, and Tony comes over and eats the steak. Like, what are we doing here?
No, a match like this, if you want us to believe it's a big deal, you got to make it a big deal. I would take this build outside of the walls of AEW. I would find another red carpet premiere for a movie, something like that. Maybe something for TBS, maybe something publicly advertised, and put one of them on it, put Toni Storm on it, and have Mercedes come in and interrupt it with a beatdown, something like that. Take it outside of the walls and into, because both of these women claim to be bigger than wrestling. They're in movies and they're CEOs and they do big things across. Take it to another promotion. Mercedes likes to go and have matches over in Stardom and shit like that. Have Toni Storm show up there and beat her down. You gotta think outside of the box. I know none of those things are really outside of the box, but they don't happen very often. And that could be something right there. Just try to be creative. Key word here, creative. Be creative in what you do. Record some stuff of Mercedes being at home. Remember when, what was it? I think it was LA Knight showed up at Logan Paul's goddamn house and was in his pool. Yeah. You know, that was a meaningless match, but I thought that had a nice little touch for a build. What the fuck are you doing in my house?
Kevin Owens was stalking Sami Zayn right in front of his home, and he was like spying on him and his wife and his kid while they were having dinner. Yeah.
One of the biggest segments AEW has ever produced, one of the most memorable, was when Hangman and Swerve started showing up at each other's homes and burning shits down, and the shit got personal and everything else. There we go. Outside of the box. Just incorporate some real life stuff that happens. And hell, I'd have Toni Storm somewhere at home or out at the movies or somewhere with Juice Robinson. Out there hanging out on a date with her goddamn guy, and Mercedes shows up and beats the holy shit out of her right in front of her goddamn man. Interesting stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, completely out of character. No accent, no ridiculous clothing. She's just out there in some sweatpants and just trying to hang out, and Mercedes shows up and beats the shit out of her in public. Great. Do it, man. Something fucking interesting.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. Listen, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, man. But I'm just thinking about this. I'm just thinking about this fucking steak, man. Honestly, what's next? What's next week, man? Mercedes this week is eating a steak. What? Mercedes is going to next week? What? Eat chicken parmesan? Like what are we doing, man?
Mercedes is at home enjoying her Fruit Loops and Frosted Flakes. And Toni Storm shows up and eats her goddamn cereal.
This whole fucking storyline's turned into fucking Iron Chef America over here. Like, what the fuck, man? What is going on here? Seriously. Does anybody truly believe that's a true representation of Mercedes? I would bet my life savings that Mercedes would never go to a restaurant with what they served her last night, man. You got to be fucking kidding me. This woman is probably drinking the finest of fucking Sauvignon Blancs, and she's sitting down with actual fucking steak cooked properly, and we got that fucking meme with the guy coming over and drizzling the fucking seasonings on it. Bro, come on, man. That's not Mercedes, man. Who the fuck knows if Mercedes even eats meat, bro? She may be a vegetarian. We don't fucking know.
I don't know, but I like turning chicken shit into chicken salad. So if I'm gonna take this segment they already did that was horrible with the steak situation, I am gonna reach out to and maybe have Mercedes do fucking Hot Ones again, or pick up Gordon Ramsay and do one of his YouTube shows, and have Mercedes show up and try to have Gordon Ramsay show how to make a goddamn steak the right way. And then have Toni Storm kick her ass on his show.
Bro, I mean just get Mercedes and Tony, man, on fucking Tournament of Champions with Guy Fieri, man. Let's just let them do a cook-off. I would rather watch them just do that and that be the build for All In, man. That would be more entertaining.
Make this woman a damn steak the right way.
That would be more entertaining than anything that they possibly have in store for this fucking feud, man. I swear to God. This is what we're talking about. On a fucking stream at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, man. Tony and Mercedes eating steak is their build.
Well done steak. Oh my, that steak. It's a goddamn shame that cow died to be cooked well done and displayed on national TV.
Oh my God.
Sad.
Did Taz really mention that there was pizza rolls and catering, bro?
Yeah, he did, man.
Tony Khan has all this money, and that's all he could afford for his fucking staff in catering pizza rolls.
He's
and
like,
Hot
I was
Pockets.
just in catering. They didn't have any damn steaks. I saw pizza rolls.
Oh my God, man! This company is fucking ridiculous, man. Oh God, those are the two big stories. We finally got a stare down between Moxley and Adam Page. Finally, they didn't say anything. It was just, them. And then Osprey comes to back up Hangman with steel chairs and the Death Riders using the numbers game, and then they retreat without doing much of anything. And legitimately, if I was to try to come up with another story on this show, there wasn't much of anything. I swear to God, if you missed this 4-hour block of television, you missed absolutely nothing. Your AEW week would have been the same coming into last week's show if you missed this week's show. Nothing. So we're going to go over everything in as quickly as we can. We're not going to break this thing down like we usually do for a 2-hour show. We're going to blow through some of these matches. Most of them meant nothing. And we're going to talk about the biggest takeaways and the stories, possibly where it goes and where it leads going into All In. But we want to thank you guys for joining us here on this great Thursday afternoon right here on Off the Scripts. This is your AEW Fyter Fest 2025 review, results, post-show. Tony did say that this was a pay-per-view on free TV. I'm still wondering why he said that, because it certainly was not anything close to a fucking pay-per-view, especially AEW's pay-per-views. But follow us on social media, at JDfromNY206, at Chi-Town Smark. Go and check out Jesse's YouTube channel. I linked his channel down below. He was, unfortunately, live streaming last night, his reactions live to the show. We even did a little call-in with me on the phone, going over some of the brief stuff that happened last night. So go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Are we planning a Collision Corner tonight, Jesse?
We have. I got up this morning, did my workout, and came back home and crammed in Collision, man. I have a spanking new Collision Corner right here if we get the required thumbs up that you set, sir.
Oh my God. All right, so being that this is an off day for our Dynamite streams, usually it's 1,000 likes. I'll lower it today. 800 likes is the goal for Collision Corner. So make sure you guys get 800 likes, and as soon as that number is hit, Doesn't matter what we're talking about. Doesn't matter what part of the show we're in. We're going to break into Collision Corner. So make sure you guys go and do that. Super Chats are open. It's the best way to support what we do here, Super Chats. We will hang out at the end of the show. So if you guys want to donate and support, please do so. Hit that thumbs up. Like I said, 800 likes is the goal. I'd love to see 1,000, but 800 is the goal for Collision Corner tonight. And please go check out all the other content on the channel. Got my thoughts on R-Truth. Jason and I had a tremendous TNT 98 on Tuesday, live from Monday Night Raw, and it's only going to be just as busy this coming weekend. I got more content coming out tomorrow, some news and rumors and extras. And then we got Money in the Bank. That's the big one. I'll be reviewing that. And then Worlds Collide. I don't know what I'm doing for that yet. I just may watch and tweet and then get ready for Money in the Bank. But that is the weekend ahead, and I will be here to cover it all. Jesse, what are you doing for the Worlds Collide Money in the Bank stuff? You doing any streaming?
I will do Money in the Bank. What is it? Is it all one mega show or something?
No. One is happening at 3 p.m. on YouTube, which is Worlds Collide. And then Money in the Bank starts at 7.
Okay, yeah. Nope. I'll be doing the Money in the Bank watch along. It should be fun. Is this considered one of their tent poles, one of their anchor shows still, or did they shift or what?
Money in the Bank is one of their big 5.
Okay. All right. So I will be doing the watch along for that one. The watch alongs have gotten really fun, man.
Okay.
The viewership has gone up. I mean, again, watch alongs are not commonly something that is as big as a post show review, but these have gotten pretty big and pretty fun, man. So if you have not joined, just check it out, man. Come on over and have some fun with us and hang out.
There you go. And like I said, go check out the content on the channel. There will be plenty for you guys to get lost in. And that TNT 98, we did go over some Worlds Collide discussion, some Money in the Bank discussion with predictions, and then we, in detail, cover the R-Truth situation. So make sure you guys go check that out from Tuesday's stream. We start Dynamite. Was it Dynamite and Collision, or just was it Fyter Fest? I don't know. It was certainly booked more like Dynamite.
First 2 hours were Dynamite. So I watched it on Max, and you had to find Dynamite, click on it, and then you got Dynamite. When the first 2 hours ended, I had to close out that window and go find the live Collision show on Max. So it didn't just stay one continuous 4 hours.
Ah, okay. I don't know. The formatting of the show last night was just fucking weird. I don't know what they did. They tried to sprinkle in a couple of things to keep you watching on Saturday, or on not Saturday, but last night into the 3rd hour, into the 4th hour. In my honest opinion, I think it's going to have an adverse effect. I don't know who's watching this if you're a new fan and see this shit. Like, what would compel you to watch Saturday night if this is the first time you're watching AEW? There's nothing there. But they didn't do anything. It's like they just pieced together a fucking random card for the second half of this show. But the biggest thing that happened to me was this Osprey challenging Swerve when they go to Portland. And this is going to be part 2 of their saga. Tony Schiavone's out there with Osprey in the ring. They show footage of last week after Dynamite where Osprey and Swerve got into a brawl after Strickland called Osprey delusional. They had to be separated by security as Osprey screamed that they should be on the same team. So Osprey is in the ring with Schiavone, and he said he tried getting Swerve and Hangman on the same page despite both hating each other. But just for one night realizes that Jon Moxley's the common enemy, should be the common enemy. We should retrieve the belt and then go back after each other. That's what he wants. Osprey said Moxley once mentioned he hates what AEW's become. So Osprey's idea is for him to be, or to piss off, for Moxley to piss off. People like Osprey, Strickland, Page, Toni Storm, Kenny Omega, these are the reasons why AEW is popular again, and the reason it's not is because Moxley is the world's champion. Osprey said Death Riders are a threat to AEW, but if Swerve opts to cost Hangman the world title, then maybe he's just as much of a threat. Osprey loves Swerve. He'd take a bullet for him, but not before he'd take one for AEW. Osprey said next week at Summer Blockbuster, he's calling Swerve out for a rematch from last year's Forbidden Door. Now, after this, the crew, yes, crew, Leo Rush and Action Andretti, beats me. They're out there Osprey looked just absolutely baffled as to why they were out there. And then everybody else was wondering why they were out there as well. So these guys are out there. They got shut the fuck up chants from Denver. Leo Rush says he knows Brits like to talk a lot and brought up getting off a 14-hour flight from Japan. Andretti has the night off, but Rush has a point to prove, saying that the worst part of AEW is Osprey's dumbass. Osprey said he'll help Rush get the anger out, as tonight they're sold out. He has his spray tan on, his crime-fighting pants on, and asks if the crowd wants to see a Will Osprey match. They cheer, and he said he'll face Rush tonight. So we'll see Swerve Strickland next week with Osprey in Portland. Now, I like this, Jesse. I think this is a very well done continuation coming out of last week, where you thought it's probably one of the better storyline driven segments in a very long time on AEW television. And coming out of last week's show, coming into this week's, we got Osprey now trying to just desperately get Swerve on the same page here, and he realizes what's most important. That's taking the belt back from Moxley and bringing it out of its briefcase and just saving, quote unquote, the company. Swerve wants to do that, but he doesn't want to help Hangman do that because he just doesn't like Hangman. So now Osprey's trying to beat it out of him, and after what happened last week and what Osprey said this week, we're getting a one-on-one match. I actually very much like that. I think that's a big match for next week. If there's going to be a talking point, it's going to be that, because their first match was fucking incredible at Forbidden Door. I'm liking what they're doing here so far, man. For the first 2 weeks here, Hangman, Swerve, and Osprey, loving it so far. And you mentioned, and I do agree with you because you made a good point, if Paige is going to be the new world champion, we're going to need heels, especially if he's a babyface champion. We're going to need heels lined up to wrestle Hangman. And I do think now, after thinking back to what you said, I think Swerve being a heel probably makes the most sense here. I would like to see that happen. I think his run as a babyface is still good, but I think he's probably primed and ready to go heel now, especially if we're going back to a babyface champion.
Well, the most important thing about it is if he does flat out go heel, his reasons for it and his justifications for turning heel would make so much sense. Like, if he were to believe that he's the one in the right and become heel doing it, that always makes the best heel. You know, you got a heel just being heel just because his assignment is to be heel. It doesn't hit as hard as when you believed you were wronged and everything that you are doing right now, you believe is justified. I think Kevin Owens is the king of this. When Kevin Owens turns heel, he wholeheartedly believes that what he's doing is the right thing. Clearly, it's the heel thing to do, but he feels he's in the goddamn right every step of the way. So everything he does that makes him a dick, it makes sense. It makes sense. If that was you, if you felt this way, wouldn't you do this? It's normally blanketed by a big misunderstanding on Kevin Owens' part, but nonetheless, he feels he's right, and in a way he is. So his heel run just feels so genuine and not just forced and like, oh, you're just being a dick to be a dick. No, he feels like he was wrong. He feels like you teaming with this guy when I feuded with this guy last year makes you the asshole and not me. Despite the fact that this person is now a babyface and has changed to Kevin Owens, they haven't changed shit. So you're a dick. It's kind of the same thing they need to do here. Make sure that Swerve is technically in the right, but still a heel. That always makes the best heel in pro wrestling.
Yeah, I like that too. Now, I seen some people discussing this. I don't remember where I seen it, but I did see it, whether it was in the stream chat here last week or if it was on social media in the week leading up to this week's episode of Dynamite. Adam Page, I don't want to jump ahead, but Adam Page said last night during the second half of this show that he doesn't need any help. Now, that means he doesn't need Osprey's help. He doesn't need the Bucks' help. He doesn't need Swerve's help. As he went on to say, I would never seek help from Swerve Strickland. He's a terrible person. If he's going at this alone, does anybody think that this could possibly be a huge swerve from Page, pretending to be a good guy, but at the same time working with the Bucks? Or maybe the Bucks are working the Death Riders, and they're playing the Death Riders for fools, because we haven't really gotten an explanation as to why they are even in cahoots together. Like, what is the reason why the Bucks are working with the Death Riders? What is the reason? There's no solid explanation there, as they have been allergic to giving us any explanation in regards to this entire storyline. Are the Bucks trolling and working the Death Riders to help Hangman get the championship from Moxley, and Swerve ends up being the babyface, Osprey ends up being the babyface, and Hangman and the Bucks end up being the heels? Is there a possibility that this is all one huge work to get the championship back into the Elite and prove Swerve right, so we don't have to turn him into a heel here? And then that's what we get at All In, because I thought this match with Osprey and Swerve would be a major match for All In. They're doing it next week at Summer Blockbuster. They could do part 3 at Globe Life Field in Texas, but I think that the Young Bucks need opponents. Who are they going to be wrestling at the pay-per-view? I would say it's going to be Swerve and Osprey in a tag team match against the Bucks. That's what I thought we were going to get with Swerve and Hangman against the Bucks. Maybe they just replaced Osprey for Hangman. What do you think about that, Jesse? Is this one big, huge swerve here by the Elite?
That's probably what it'll be. I mean, but the Bucks feel so fucking shoehorned into this main event picture. They don't need to be there. They're not adding anything. Hell, they weren't even on a 4-hour show yesterday. I said, wait, were they on the show? It was a long fucking night.
No, they weren't on the show.
No, they weren't on the show.
No.
I said this last night. If AEW is holding a 4-hour TV show 2 straight fucking weeks and you're not on it, you don't need to be in the company. They have no place for you. They have so much time to fill. They could have pulled out everybody. Bro, Blake Christian was on the damn show. Lee Johnson, fucking everybody. Everybody was on the show.
AR Fox.
AR Fox.
Mascara Dorada was there too, bro.
Bro, they had 4,200 luchadors on the show yesterday.
Atlantis Jr. was on the show, man. Oh, my God.
If you were not on the show and you weren't even missed, you don't need to be in the company. Now, they have another 4-hour show next week, but seriously, they are a tag team. There are no tag team implications in this main event story. They don't need to be involved in this. They need to be involved in the floundering tag team division. You got the Hurt Syndicate out there talking shit about the division, talking like, what division is there? There is no one here. They're correct. They're correct. If I'm a tag team in that company and supposedly the best tag team in the company, I would have come out and say, hey, fuck you guys. We're right here. We'll kick your asses. No. They're busy, overly involved in the main event scene where they don't need to be. I don't understand it. They at this point, I mean, at this point, they're trying to commit to the gimmick, because when they brought them back from their hiatus, they brought them back in the main event picture. That didn't make any sense. They quickly tried to make sense of it. It still doesn't make any sense. They weren't even on the show yesterday. I'm not sure what they're doing or why they're doing it. I mean, they should be a tag team going for tag team gold, and they're not. So what are we doing here?
I don't know. I don't really care. I don't want to see them go for tag team gold anymore. I think we've been there, done that. I'm still trying to figure out why Leo Rush and Action Andretti have a problem with Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
How is that getting anybody excited here about this show?
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
You know what this show needs? Leo Rush versus Will Ospreay. Pal. Sure. So we'll see what happens. I think we could see a swerve, but we'll see it play out, man. I don't want to jump ahead. I mean, it is a reach, but I genuinely don't know what Ospreay's doing at the pay-per-view unless he's teaming with Swerve against the Bucks. What is he doing? It's either one of two things. It's either Ospreay and Swerve against the Bucks, or it's Ospreay versus Swerve 3. And then what are the Young Bucks doing at the pay-per-view? Or are they not wrestling at this show, being that it's their company? Maybe they don't care.
They probably don't.
I don't care, man.
I wouldn't say they don't care. They don't know. They don't know what kind of direction they want to go in. I mean, again, like I said, they feel kind of shoehorned into this whole ordeal. They're probably trying to find a way to shoehorn them right back into it. I mean, we're getting some kind of development with the whole story without them. That tells me you don't need them.
Did you see the, I don't know who said it, that if PWG, I seen someone say it yesterday, if PWG was up for sale, that the Young Bucks would buy it?
I don't know. I actively stay away from news and rumors as a part of the new show that I'm doing on my channel.
It's a pretty damning statement. If another company was up for sale, that the Young Bucks would buy it. Why do they need another company when they started AEW? Maybe they don't like the way it's run. Maybe they want to get their feet wet in another company where it's not overtaken by a greedy billionaire. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they want to merge it with AEW.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows?
We got wrestling here. Jon Moxley. He's with Maria Shafir and Wheeler Yuta against Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe cuts a promo before the match and said his 5-year-old son asked if he quit last week in his tag team match with Jon Moxley. Briscoe said he never quit. He passed out. So he wants to fight Moxley tonight after his children questioned his toughness. It's great. That doesn't mean we need a match, but we got it anyway. So we pick it up at the end here. Briscoe comes back with a rolling DVD towards the end of this match. He gets the J Driller connected on Moxley, but Moxley kicked out. Commentary said this was the first time anybody in AEW's kicked out of the J Driller. I don't know if that's true or not. I thought Jericho had kicked out of the J Driller. I'm not sure, but that's what they said. Briscoe wanted a cutthroat driver. Moxley spun out into an arm wringer slam, curb stomp. Moxley got the bulldog choke, transitioned into a rear naked choke. And then we got a pinning combination that is very similar to the Austin and Brett Survivor Series 1996 spot, or the Piper Bret Hart WrestleMania 8 spot, where Briscoe kicked out of the corner for a very close 2 count. Only Moxley held on to the choke, and Briscoe, again, ultimately passed out for a second week in a row. Moxley submits, or I guess makes Briscoe pass out via the bulldog choke. And that was it. On to the next segment, man. Jon Moxley's not losing going into All In. These are just prep matches. These are getting ready for the big show type of match. And Mark Briscoe, he's going to go out there and deliver every time. We love Mark Briscoe, but in this AEW, he's a loser. And that's all he's being treated as and used as a loser. He's basically nothing more than a major enhancement talent. That's all Mark Briscoe is, sadly. Mystico, we got a highlight package. Obviously, this is done for AEW Grand Slam Mexico in 2 weeks. Mystico will be on the show next week for Summer Blockbuster, Jesse. Are you happy about that?
I'm
Mystico, Jesse?
Through the roof. I already organized a watch party here at my house with my neighbors. They're going to all come over and put it on the big screen. We can't wait.
Mystico, Jesse.
The music. I couldn't hear it at first.
Oh, my God, man.
Now, you might want to save that music for later. Spoiler alert.
I mean, it's all over this fucking show, man. We'll be having multiple fiestas today. Oh, my God.
They need their own show, man. Just cancel Collision and create Lucha Lane.
AEW Lucha Lane, bro. If they do that, man, they owe you royalties.
Man, for real, bro.
Mercedes makes her way out to the commentary desk. Did she do commentary? No, she did not. She just she ordered a steak from the bodega up the street from where the arena is.
No, she did dinner.
Dinner.
She get her steak done the Aki way. You know.
Dinner in a movie. Tag team match here. She's out here to watch Timeless Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa against Julia Hart and Skye Blue. Did we get an explanation? I know, with Skye Blue and Mina in the same match, bro.
I don't care why this match was happening.
Listen, we might not need a reason, but I'm going to give you a complaint anyway. Has anybody explained why Julia and Skye Blue are now back together after this was a non-factor for months, and Skye Blue just got back? Has anybody explained why they're together again?
I'm still trying to figure out if Julia is still in the hellhounds of dogs and every fucking thing else with Brody and.
Oh, you mean the same group that they blame Malachi for bad leadership on?
I mean,
Are they even a group anymore?
Dropped this faction because Malachi left when there was no reason to. You have Brody King right there to keep this faction going, even with Buddy being hurt. You continue it with Julia Hart. You continue it with Brody King. You got Skye Blue Black. I suggest you bring in one more guy. The group was fine to keep going. They made Brody a jobber. They floundered Julia for a while. They put her back with Skye Blue, which really concerns me because that's another female tag team now.
I was just about to say that. It's in my notes. You guys see what they're doing here, right, man? We got two tag teams legitimately that could go after those new AEW women's tag team titles, which are coming. And I'm gonna fucking rant. I'm telling you right now, there's gonna be a major rant when this happens. So get ready, prep yourself. We don't need fucking tag team titles. I'm gonna say it every week until we fucking don't get them.
No. Why?
Julia Hart and Skye Blue are only paired together because they are coming. And Tony and Mina could certainly be a tag team as well. And we got, who came back later in the show. We got Tay Conti there, Tay Mello, and Anna J. Tay J's back together. And we got Megan Bain and, what's her name? Penelope Ford. Bro, there's 4 tag teams already. You see what they're doing, right?
Please stop. Guys, you don't... Never mind. What the fuck, man? There's too many titles in this company as it is. You're getting ready to merge 2 right now.
Ridiculous. This match was fun. I mean, you're watching Skye Blue, Julia Hart, love Julia, Tony, and Mina in the ring. I mean, if you don't like pro wrestling, then at least you got these 4 in the ring. That's all that matters.
Lovely.
Listen, Mina got the brunt of the offense here. Tony gets the hot tag. Storm wiped out by an STO from Julia. She battled with Mina up on the ropes. Mina fought free, diving sling blade, makes the hot tag to Tony. She ran wild, does her signature offense, sky high on Skye Blue. Mina popped Hart with a spinning back fist. Storm and Mina teased a kiss. I don't know why. Even Taz was like, why this now? Save this for later. Cut off by both Julia and Skye Blue, both 8 double German suplexes. Storm and Mina gave the crowd a little shimmy before delivering dueling sweet chic musics. And then we got the chicken wing applied by Toni Storm on Skye Blue, and she tapped out to Toni Storm, leaving Monet furious, Jesse. Whoever cooked
that
that...
the appetizer for Mercedes steak? The chicken wing?
I don't know. If it's cooked by the same guy, I hope not. She was upset that Tony won her match, but was clearly not upset over the disgusting-looking steak that she was presented tonight by whomever. Post-match, Storm shook hands with Mina before Luther carried Storm over to Monet's table, where she was eating this horrific-looking steak, where she took a giant bite out of the... What type of steak was this, Jesse? Tomahawk steak? What was this?
It looked like a big strip steak. But it could have been a which the messed up part is if it wasn't a strip steak, then it was probably like maybe some kind of fucking porterhouse, but it didn't have the porterhouse shape. So it might have just been like a rump roast. It might not even have been a real steak. It was just made the Aki way, bro. Just sure, buddy, sure. I'll hook you up with a steak, man.
Like they put that shit in the fucking the air fryer, bro. Just left it there.
I don't know what kind of fucking. That's a good point.
What did they boil the steak? What the fuck did they do, man? There was no color to it. It was like gray. It was like a slab of gray, bro. There was no char on it. It didn't look appetizing. This is the biggest takeaway from this fucking segment, man, in this build. Mercedes, disgusting looking steak. That's what we're talking about.
Oh my God, it's in the drop down. Her and that goddamn steak.
There
it is. Let's see. Bro, this is a...
I wish we
that's a pot roast. That's not even a steak. big ass.
This is so bad, man. I swear to
It's
God.
like a big ass slab of beef. It's like a big ass pot roast.
Awful. You
can see how gray it is in the middle.
This is they should genuinely be embarrassed. The biggest women's match of the entire year, minus 7 days now, and your build from last night's show is Tony biting Mercedes steak, which was clearly bought up the street from the homeless guy on the corner. So that is that. Mina and Tony win, and those women's tag team titles are coming, folks. Don't be surprised when JD has been correct now for 3 weeks.
Man, please, no, please.
Lexi Nair, backstage with Will Osprey. It's officially been announced. Swerve and Osprey next week in Portland. Summer blockbuster. MJF comes in, and he confronts Will Osprey. The days of good storytelling. He told Osprey to stay out of Swerve and Paige's business. MJF said if Paige wins the world title, it's a problem for Osprey because he can't beat Paige. MJF said Paige and Strickland are animals and should eat each other. And Osprey said he realizes what MJF is doing and mentions Max not being able to beat Hangman even on his best day. Osprey went to leave when MJF asked, "Hey, Will, how's your son Harry doing?" Osprey grabbed MJF by the jacket, and the Hurt Syndicate walks in, and they stare down Osprey. MVP said they have business tonight, but wishes Osprey luck in his match next week. MJF had a big smile on his face as his backup arrived. MVP, MJF, and Shelton Benjamin walk off, and Bobby Lashley stays just briefly, and he fixes Osprey's shirt before leaving. Now, what does this mean, Jesse? Where do the Hurt Syndicate fit into this? Do we get Osprey and Swerve eventually on the same page with them teaming up against the Hurt Syndicate? Where's this going? You don't know.
I'm like you, man. I'm trying to make
so
some
random,
sense,
right?
Man. Right. I'm just so lost on this one, man. I mean, I get the one thing I have established though. Hurt Syndicate are heels. At least they're trying to favor the heel side as of now.
You know, I always found it weird that Swerve never got his win back over Bobby Lashley. Remember when Bobby Lashley fought Swerve? When was that? A Full Gear last year? He never got his win back. They just dropped the storyline out of nowhere.
Well, no 50-50 booking, right?
No, nothing. They just dropped it. He showed up at those Hammerstein shows and he says, "I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna get what's coming to me." And they went nowhere with it.
Well, pause, man.
I don't know.
I do appreciate how it does look like the Hurt Syndicate and MJF are on the same page now. You know, he had MJF backstage running his fucking mouth, you know, and he was about to get popped in it until, you know, Will's like, "Oh shit, I fucking got back up," and it's the Hurt Syndicate not messing with these fucking guys. I thought that was an interesting aspect that they've added to, as opposed to we don't want this guy here and he just happened to be here. You know, we saw Lashley and MJF kind of just, you know, get on the same page before, and now they're backing him up when he's running his yap. That's good to see. It's going to add to the dynamic of the breakup when that eventually happens. We're already looking for the breakup. These guys just got together 10 minutes ago. You know?
Yeah, I do like the fact that they are really focusing on MJF now that he's got his boys and he's got his backup, that he's really making a push now to become the AEW World Champion again, because he's been in this. He's been mentioning it now for the last couple of weeks. And in the next segment, the Hurt Syndicate are out there. MVP brought up Lashley used to live in Denver, but now he lives in Texas. Lashley gave a stalled thumbs down to Denver, and he teased them with the thumbs up, but he eventually gave them the thumbs down. MVP said it's why the Almighty left this place to begin with. MVP is standing with the greatest tag team ever to exist in the sport. False. And you can put together any dream team from any universe, any company, but wouldn't be able to last with the megastars. Well, I'd love to see that happen, but right now, MVP, Mr. Montel, there are no teams. So
Weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. If this is where the best wrestle, where are the best tag teams to challenge the champions? We've been asking that question for like the last 3 months now. What happened? Where are they, Jesse?
That's a great point.
Where are all the tag teams? You'd be lucky if you get in fucking 3 teams in this division. They're in your imaginations because they don't exist. At least you know, bro. At least you know. Now, MVP asked to show respect to the young genius, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF took the mic, and MJF told the dumb schmucks of Denver that he wants back his AEW World Championship. Unlike the marks in the back, he'll have to start wrestling more, which is something he'll have to get over. It brings MJF to Mexico, who Mexico believes that their top guy is Místico. Uh-oh. Místico, Jesse.
Woo-hoo.
Their top guy is Místico, whose country believes he's the best wrestler in the world, which MJF said, that's not true. The best doesn't hail from Mexico. He's from the United States of America. And when MJF showed up in Arena Mexico, he sold it out. The youngest foreigner to ever do so, since he is a megastar. MJF mentioned Happy Gilmore 2 coming out July 25th. Can't wait. Místico is a big fish in a small, stinky pond. And next week, he'll watch Místico's match. And if he deems him worthy, he can wrestle MJF at Grand Slam Mexico. When it comes to the Syndicate, it's not personal. It's just business. Yep.
I like that go home line right there for them.
I do. I think that's a good go home line as well. Yeah. I actually, we could sit here and make fun of Místico and all this other nonsense about Mexico. And before we do that, before I get to my point, we. Oh my goodness. We got Siliths with a $100 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, I'm going to be a dad in 2026. Just wanted to celebrate with the OTS family. This round is on me. Another round of applause there.
I drank a beer.
That's what's up, man.
I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no. 5 beers. Oh, no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers. And a Bloody Mary.
If you're Stone Cold Steve Austin, that's 9 rounds. Silas, thank you very much, brother. Happy for you. Congratulations. That is very exciting, and we are happy that you are sharing that with us right here today on the stream. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I do like this, Jesse. I like the fact that Max is focusing on the World Championship, and at least they're making sense of his ascent back to that spot, which he very well needs to be a part of. And going into Grand Slam Mexico, on his way there, and to prove to everybody that he does belong as the AEW champion, he's called out Mexico's best. Normally, you, me, and everybody else would make fun of the luchador presence on this show, and they're overexposed, and Tony does it because he's a mark. This is simplified enough to understand what MJF is doing and why he's doing it. I don't really mind it here. I think it's kind of smart that he wants to call out Mexico's best, beat Mexico's best, and then worry about whatever he's got to worry about going into All In and then on to the AEW Championship to get Triple B back. I actually think this is a good idea.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But for continuity issues, I thought he was trying to avoid doing a bunch of wrestling to get the Triple B back, and that's why he joined the Hurt Syndicate. So now that he's in, now his plan is to do some wrestling to get Triple B back?
Well, he said, unlike the marks in the back, he's going to have to start wrestling more. He did mention it.
He just could have done that instead of joining the Hurt Syndicate and already had his title by now.
I agree. He could have went into the Owen and won the Owen.
Oh, my God.
He didn't want to wrestle 3 times, though. So he'll beat Místico and then deem himself Triple B ready.
Right on.
Speedball Mike Bailey. He's out there with Kevin Knight and Komander. Uh-oh, Komander, man. Komander's out there. We love Komander. Not a luchador, man. How many luchadors now is that now? 3?
Oh my God, I think, man.
Speedball's out there. Kevin Knight, Komander, who said MJF disrespects Lucha Libre, Mexico, and himself. and in Spanish said everything that comes out of MJF's mouth is garbage.
Garbage.
Bailey said they asked for the best, and what they are is a pair of international killers, leaving MVP laughing his ass off. Knight says he'll keep it short and sweet for their simple asses. They can pop it off tonight. MVP amped up a match, but said absolutely not. They haven't earned it. If they want an opportunity to stand up against the tag team champions, then impress them. The Hurt Syndicate brushed past Komander, Bailey, and Knight, leaving them ready for the upcoming trios match against LFI after they shared a face-off with the Hurt Syndicate before making their entrance. So we got Rush Dralistico and the Beast Mortos versus Komander and Kevin Knight with Speedball, Mike Bailey. They're calling themselves Jet Speed. Bro, it looks like we got our AEW Tag Team title match for All In, bro. We got the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin against Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey.
Right on, man.
Now we're just creating tag teams out of thin air, bro. What happened to Ricochet and Kevin Knight? What happened to that? Did they just drop it?
Ricochet and Kevin Knight.
Weren't they feuding?
They were a team?
No, weren't they feuding?
The feud. Oh, well, shit, bro. Kevin Knight was feuding with every goddamn body when he debuted.
I know, but they had something going on with Ricochet.
He was a blue chipper. He was the best thing to ever join the company. He was put over by fucking Jay White and Kenny and Okada and The Rock, probably. I don't fucking know. Everybody was saying it's the best to ever do it. What's he doing now, by the way?
Kevin Knight?
Yeah.
He's teaming with Komander.
There you go. Brilliant.
He's out there with Rush Tralistico and the Beast Mortos. Oh.
No notes.
Oh, man. If you guys care about what happened here, you may be the only one.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Commander Kevin Knight and Speedball win when Kevin Knight pinned. Guess who? Guess who took the pin? Was it Rush? Nope. Was it Dralistico? Nope. It was. Who was it, just?
Beast.
The Beast Mortos. Has he won a singles match? Has he won a singles match? No.
Not only do I not know, I wholeheartedly don't care.
After the match was over, you can see how much we give a shit about this. Fucking absolutely just irrelevant in every sense of the word. Post-match, Hurt Syndicate come to the stage, and MVP said despite getting their asses kicked for 8 to 10 minutes, they pulled off a win. They win the prize next week. They get to face Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin and MJF in a trios match. Oh, man. Komander for 2 weeks in a row, man. Gotta love it. They get to have a taste of that match right now. Lashley and Benjamin at the ring and are quickly sent to the outside by Bailey and Knight as MJF charges in and gets taken out by Komander and his big springboard jump. Hurts them to get rolled to the outside as they're met with a triple dive as the babyfaces stand tall with the Syndicate retreating. This trios match is made official by Tony Khan next week for the Summer Blockbuster. Oh, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Said nobody.
I love it.
Alicia Toot backstage with Daniel Garcia and the Charisma Vacuums known as Paragon. Adam Cole asked for this time and mentioned they all share the same disdain for the Don Callis family and said, how about tonight to have an 8-man tag? Garcia said, there are a lot of things he wants. He's looking at Cole's TNT title, but getting his hands on the Don Callis family is right up there, so I'll see you guys tonight. Now, I don't really care for Danny Garcia going back for the TNT title. I think we are so far past that. Are we still looking at Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher after that almost disaster spot last week? You think that's still on the table?
I mean, look, that was a mishap. We're not gonna harp on it. Well, at least I'm not gonna harp on it. I mean, another mishap could happen next week. Different spot, different people. It happens. But what are we doing going forward about these two, though? I don't know.
I don't know. What are we doing with Paragon?
Oh, God, I know that.
Can we get them off TV?
I know the answer to that one. Absolutely nothing. absolutely nothing.
Paragon. The fuck is a Paragon, bro? Really? Who gives a shit?
I genuinely hoped and wished that they took that title off of Adam Cole and gave it to Kyle Fletcher.
I can't wait for Adam Cole to get the fuck out of here, bro. Honestly, I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again. You said you got some things you can't tell me on stream. This guy looks as disinterested in anything, bro, as I've ever seen anyone on national television on a pro wrestling show. He is out to lunch, bro. Just give him a fucking controller and some Gears of War, man. He's fucking good to go. He'd rather be doing that than fucking on AEW Dynamite, honestly.
Yeah. Hold on. I got an asshole driving by my house with the window open here. Okay, he's gone. There we go.
Oh, I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, that's good. I heard it was all in my ears. It was loud as shit. So I something's off with Adam Cole. Ever since he got back from that injury, something has been off with him, and then it makes me wonder that the little birdie that had something to say about him might have been very accurate. I mean, because something's just not right with him. He's not as interesting. He's not as dynamic, and most importantly, in the ring, he's just not getting it done.
No.
So I don't know what's going on.
No, it's not the same guy. I don't know if the injury took a lot mentally out of him and he's not over it yet. I don't know if he's just over it with the creative that he's been given. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have long there and he seeks employment elsewhere, because I'm sure Triple H would absolutely love to have Adam Cole back. Lexi Nair with Triple H. No, not Triple H. She's with the Patriarchy, bringing up Nick Wayne's impressive Best of the Super Juniors showing in Japan. Christian Cage told the fans to sit down and shut their mouths, but mentioned Wayne having an impressive showing. He didn't win the tournament due to a grueling schedule, having 14 matches in 22 days, but that's no excuse. The schedule would earn anyone a night off, but Nick Wayne isn't just anybody. He's the son of Christian Cage, the Ring of Honor TV champion. So tonight he'll defend his title in Denver. Wayne said, "Great. Cage did this for him before he left, and it was light work for him," he said. Light work. Cage said, "That's nice, but tonight it'll be a fatal four-way." Cage initially wanted to find a place to go lay down with Mother Wayne, and then said, "You know what? I think we should be ringside to watch the match," and told his son not to worry. Kip Sabian is working on something big. All right, listen, man, he wanted to go lay down with Mother Wayne.
Can you blame him?
No,
I would rather go lay down with Mother Wayne than to watch a damn Nick Wayne match. I mean, can you blame him?
Nice to see this back on television. I don't know how we get Christian and Nick Wayne. Is that the match for All In? Christian and Nick Wayne? Like, where's Copeland? Is Copeland even going to be back?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's clearly the build that they're going for here. I mean, if they can get this to All In, I can see that being an undercard match for sure. Maybe even an opening match. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Very murky. We don't have a clear direction, and I don't think normally. Sometimes you would say, well, that's a good thing, because they have a lot of moving pieces and story is developing, even though we don't see it. I don't know what Christian's doing at All In. I don't know what FTR is doing at All In. You would think that Copeland would be back by now to build that up, though we do have 6 weeks to go. If Copeland does come back, is it going to be Copeland and Random versus FTR in a tag team match? I don't know. You would think that would be Christian Cage. I don't know if that's the direction or if it's going to be somebody else. Everything is just so up in the air, and I don't think this is a good thing right now for AEW, because I don't even think they know.
Speaking of, I know we just get past this segment, but have we forgotten about Cedric Alexander? I mean, what the fuck happened there?
Good things come to those who wait, bro.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think bringing him in immediately is the right way.
Immediately?
Yeah.
We've been waiting for months.
Let the MJF narrative play out. They're going to need to replace MJF when they kick MJF out of the group, right?
Why they got to replace him? They were fine.
Or if MJF turns on them.
Yeah. They were fine without MJF. They didn't need another. They took him in.
I don't know. Max Caster has an open challenge against Powerhouse Hobbs. I don't know why. Why are we giving the Ops jobber matches, bro? Like, does Will Hobbs need an enhancement match? What is this gimmick doing for Max Caster, and why is it taking time on television? Why are we wasting our time?
So wait, can you hear that? There's a motorcycle outside my house.
I heard that bang. Was that the motorcycle? Oh,
It's
that
still
I hear.
going, right?
Yeah, that I hear. Yeah.
Okay, it's still going right now.
Yeah, that's a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that I hear. Yeah. Now I heard it.
There we go. Okay, just wanted to make sure. He's gone now, but
Yeah, so's Max Caster. What are we doing with this guy, bro?
oh, Max Caster. Let's see. I've got some stuff for Max Caster on an upcoming segment that we might get to in 15 likes. But
We got 15 likes for Collision Corner. I know you got 14 likes now. I know you guys can do 14 likes for Collision Corner. Come on.
they're struggling, man. They're falling asleep over there behind the thumbs up button.
I know. It's ridiculous. We're not entertaining enough for you guys. Come on.
I'm just gonna close this bad boy.
Max Caster loses in 1 minute to Powerhouse Hobbs. Spinebuster. Goodbye. I don't know why we're still doing the open challenge gimmick after Anthony Bowens answered it. Well, like, where are we going with this? So fucking stupid.
Yeah, you're right.
Fatal four-way. Oh, we got it. There you go, bro. 815 likes. There you go.
Oh wow, that was fast. Okay, let's get it, bro. It is time for Collision Corner.
There you go. Oh, man.
Here we go.
There he is.
Oh, I got a doozy, man. Let me see. Let me put this here. I'm gonna need you to stay alert on the Lucha Lane queue there, buddy.
All right. I got it ready to go.
Here we go. This week, or last week, because we just watched Collision yesterday, so we're gonna go back a week to Collision. We got Claudio versus Komander.
Oh, man.
Man. Claudio wins in 10 minutes to surprise of absolutely nobody.
I'm doing my Kevin Home Alone face, bro. You can't see it.
10 minutes of Claudio and Komander. Brills. We got Takeshita and RPG Rocket Launch. I'm sorry, RPG Vice. And Trent Beretta versus Ishii. Ishii and insert team, which is this time the Undisputed Paragon Kingdom era. There we go.
Oh, why? What is with these random Ishii appearances, bro? He just comes out of nowhere.
There you go, man. The Don Callis family wins to the surprise of absolutely no one. Did you get that Kevin McAllister face back on there, buddy?
Nah, gee.
We
So excited.
have the tool of professional wrestling, Anthony Bowens.
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry, the 5'2" player.
Ah, okay.
My bad. My bad. I forgot to add some words there. 5'2" player, Anthony Bowens, facing Kazuchika Okada. I'll let you guys take a wild guess at who won that one.
Bro, Anthony Bowen's got more tools than wins, bro.
Okay, that actually popped me right.
Oh, my God, man. What is this show sucks, man. Listen. Oh, God. How'd you put him in the ring with Okada, man? What the fuck?
FTR had an in-ring segment with some masked luchadors. I chose to ignore it because I don't give a shit about it.
Who were they, man? Who were they, man? Unknowns?
I honestly, legitimately didn't write it down. I do not know. Man. I'm pretty sure it was people that we've insert luchadors here. Pick a couple out of a hat, and they would be it would serve the same.
What was it? Was it Macy's Mascara Dorada? No?
Sure.
Sephora Dorada? No?
That makes you feel better. If that's what you want, yes, that's who it was. Sure.
Oh my God! I'm still laughing over the no tool player, fucking Anthony Bowens, bro.
Oh, fucking Jesus Christ.
Devil Jinx in the chat says El Nonico.
He's got fucking more tools than wheels.
Oh my
Let's see.
God! Man.
FTR. Hold on, it gets better. Mina Shirakawa versus Skye Blue.
Man, what a match that is, man! Holy shit!
Actually, two wrestlers that I do care about. They had a decent TV match. Mina wins. Julia Hart attacks Mina after the match. Toni Storm comes out for the save. Cool match, fine segment.
So is Skye Blue the no tool player too? I mean, has she won a match since coming back?
Let me tell you something. Skye Blue definitely has some goddamn tools to work with. Okay?
Okay,
Sure.
you got me there.
For sure. Gates of Agony face 2 jobbers who are already in the ring.
Oh my God, where do they
This
find
time,
these people,
look,
man?
I got names for you.
Okay.
We have Gmo Kaminari and Cosmo Orion.
Cosmo Orion? Cosmo Kramer, man.
Skip. Max Caster. Here we go. Max is in a room in the back. It looks like he invited a bunch of fans to come back to the back area. All right, Max Caster, he makes a bunch of fans sign a petition that says he's the best wrestler alive.
Oh, man.
In exchange, he was gonna take a picture with all of them. They said, okay, fine. They signed a petition, and the motherfucker took off.
This sounds fucking awful. I swear to fucking Christ. I don't know how you do it, man. I really don't.
Skip. And let's see. Then we have I think it's time to switch up the music there, buddy.
Oh no. Well, where we going, man? We going down a certain lane.
We are gonna take a quick right turn down Lucha Lane.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. Woohoo! We have La Faccion Ingobernable. Look, we got Roosh and Beast Mortos and the third guy, whoever the fuck that is.
Tralistico.
That's him. One of them. I know that name, but I didn't know which one was in the fine. One of them. Versus Top Flight and your boy, Mr. Collision, AR Fox. Let's see. Top Flight messed with the Bulls, so they got the Lost and the Horns. Speedball came out afterward to save the beatdown. He had street clothes with no shoes on. That's about it.
You mess with the
All right.
bull, you get the horns.
And in the main event, we got Hechicero versus Mascara Dorada.
Oh, Sephora Dorada, man. Oh man, let's go shopping at Macy's, bro, with Sephora Dorada.
That was the main event match. Someone won. I'm sure someone cared. It just wasn't me. Ladies and gentlemen, that is this week's edition of Collision Corner. And remember, I get up this morning and took a big chunk out of my day to watch Collision, so you don't have to.
This show fucking sucks, man. I swear to God. Who the fuck enjoys this nonsense, man? Oh my goodness. Oh.
No, that was the main event, bro. Hechicero, I mean, that was the main event. You made people stick around to watch that.
You know, Hechicero's now in the Don Callis family, bro.
Of course.
Oh my God. And
Why
Tony
would-
Khan
why
is Tony Khan is the most clueless fucking guy in the business, man. I swear to God.
Why wouldn't he? I feel like he really enjoyed that show. I guess that's all that's important.
I'm still laughing at El Ononico.
Man. I'm still tripping off the
Oh, my
5'2"
God.
player got more tools than wins.
Oh man, Anthony Bowens is an old tool player, man. Holy shit.
God.
Oh
dude.
God, that was great. Oh.
Anthony Bowens versus Kazuchika Okada. Who do you think won that one?
What a way to bury a fucking guy, man, as soon as he comes back and develops a new gimmick for himself.
You get the guy that we're trying to build up to a super match at All In. Hope you do fine.
Oh God.
At the end of the segment, at the end of the backstage segment, they had Bowens was back there with Billy Gunn and like Lexi Nair. And then at the end, when they were done talking, Bowens goes, hey, come on, Billy, I'm going to go celebrate Pride Month. And Billy goes, all right, let's go. You know, what does that mean?
All right, where are they going to celebrate? What the fuck are they celebrating?
Why is Billy Gunn going to celebrate
What
Pride
are they celebrating? Oh my goodness. This was the main event here for the Dynamite portion of things. Kenny Omega, Brody King, Sephora Dorada, Mascara Dorada, and Claudio Castagnoli, AEW International Championship. Bro, did you see any of these guys breathe during this match? It was like a 20-minute fucking Daytona 500 out here, bro.
Spot fest.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
No, No, I think my chat had me sidetracked at this point. I was just letting the match play out. I was playing my own luchador music, and I messed up and played some copyrighted lucha. I got so pissed at YouTube. They offered music in their music selection that was copyrighted. It wasn't like it was shared, like if you use it, you have to pay. No, they put music on the list that they didn't copyright strike you for using. Why in the fuck is it on the list? I got so mad. I played like 3 or 4 songs. I had to go back and erase and everything. Man.
I was laughing at Jeremy Hunt in the chat. Anthony Toilet Bolins.
I don't know about that. I need Sidro here to start making some Bowens jokes. Where's Sidro? Sidro, get to work, please.
Oh man, we'll pick it up at the end here, man. What do you want? I mean, listen, Tony made this international 4-way for something for Kenny to do. He gave this tournament for Kenny Omega to do something on the show leading into All In, and then he puts the most predictable fucking outcome around it. Like, if you wanted to fuck with me, give me at least one guy in there that I could look at as like, you know what? I think he'll take the title off Kenny Omega. He's got these 3 guys in there. Claudio, he's a job guy in the Death Riders. He does nothing. He's just a great wrestler that has no fucking direction. Brody King, I mean, the guy is as... What would you call him, Jesse? In a simpler sense, he's a loser.
Dead in the water.
He's dead in the water. And then we got Mascara Dorada out there. Like he's gonna, we're gonna get Mascara Dorada out there going into fucking All In to wrestle Kazuchika Okada for the International Championship. Come on, man. Give me a break. We'll pick it up here. Claudio popped Dorada with a Hurricane Rana, and he threw Dorada into King, allowing Claudio to do a giant swing on Brody, which is impressive because Brody's not a small guy. And Dorada hits a dropkick mid-revolution for a 2. Claudio hits a double stomp. Neutralizer connects on Brody. Omega broke the count out of nowhere. Everybody trades a series of pins. We got a wild spot here with a pop-up head scissors by Dorada, sending Claudio flying. Dorada hits a springboard Hurricane snap pin attempt as Claudio was sent outside, where Dorada hit a shooting star press and a Fosbury flop on Brody. Dorada wanted another top rope Hurricane on Omega, but was caught, spun around, and one winged angel for the win from Omega. Post-match, the coin dropped. Okada's music hits. He makes his way out to the ring. They have a stare down. They're both holding their respective titles. We got some holy shit chants from Denver. Omega swung. Fight was on. Okada hit a brutal body shot right to the abdomen, so you know where they're going with that story. Both escaped the Rainmaker and one winged angel attempts until Okada bailed with his title. And he had a busted up lip in the process. We had a little Pier 6 brawl out there between Okada and Omega. That was basically it. There was no real build. Hopefully we get some sort of explanation. I'd love to see... we got a contract signing next week, so hopefully they do detail why this match is important to them, why Chapter 5 is important. Maybe they go over Chapters 1 through 4. Maybe we get a nice throwback to Omega and the diverticulitis and why Okada took him out and what the whole reason behind that was. So... I'm interested in that. That's hopefully a direction going into All In. We can only hope. But this was... what?
So how many weeks to All In?
It's like, 6 weeks?
And they've had 5 matches?
Yeah.
I would take 1 match per week and show your American fan base highlights of those extravagant matches, what these men went through, and why these matches became lore in the wrestling community.
I agree.
1 each week. And that would also help get people up to speed about the battles that these 2 guys have gone through.
Get someone to narrate it. Give me like a 2-3 second, 2-3 minute rather, clip or vignette on the show next week and then the weeks leading into All In, like Jesse said. That would be great. That's it.
Yep. I would get a goddamn movie producer to step in and help make these segments. They need to be huge clips. They need to be very important clips.
We'll see if they actually do that, but I doubt it. We got the contract signing next week. They'll be in the ring face to face next week on what is summer blockbuster? That's what they're calling it next week.
Yes.
We get Ricochet backstage. He said, now we're going into Collision, by the way. So if the matches have somehow gotten worse, you know why. Ricochet's backstage. He said that he'll be having his eye on a lot of the talent competing tonight to see who will follow and serve his quest for gold and make it a reality to prove Ricochet is out of this world. So we'll get to that in a second because I'm very afraid as to what they're doing with Ricochet here because it doesn't really bode well for him going into Texas. Will Osprey versus Lio Rush. What do you want me to say about this? Does this matter? No, it doesn't fucking matter. Lio Rush is great. So is Will Osprey. I don't give a fuck. This played into absolutely nothing to do with the story going into next week and going into All In. So we get. By the way, Lio Rush's jacket is ridiculous. I know we make fun, bro. I mean, with Mario Kart coming out today, it was apropos that he came out dressed as a red fucking Koopa out there. You know, ridiculous. So
also, and I'm going to be turning heel here. Since we are covering Collision right now,
yeah,
there will be no Collision Corner next week.
There you go.
Just put it
You're
out
getting
there
your
now.
fill in now, okay?
Yep.
God forbid I got to talk about this fucking Collision 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row, right? I mean,
Or Jesse has to go back and rewatch this
right
to go fucking write a Collision Corner. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Get them. No, we're done.
All right, so we got Osprey doing a Sasuke special. He did that to both crew members. Pip Cheerio back inside. Went for a Stormbreaker. Roosh countered into a snap DDT. Final hour frog splash. Andretti tried to have Rush. I think he handed him a chain, and then he was caught by the ref. Rush then ran into a pop-up Styles Clash, and that gave Osprey the win. Post-match action, Andretti ran in there and started to attack Will Osprey. Rush ordered him to hoist him up for an assisted neckbreaker, and then Hangman, his music hits. He power walks to the ring, and the crew bails. But Andretti ran at him for a forearm, narrowly eating a buckshot, and Rush saved his partner along with the official. Page checked on Osprey and helped him up as Osprey gave Page a fist bump. Man, I can't wait for that tag team match with Osprey and Page versus the crew. You know that's coming.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So Page is Page is in the ring. This is the only part that matters here. Page cut a promo. He reminded everyone in Denver that Osprey says he will have his back. If he's going to have his back, then he's going to have Osprey's back. As much as he appreciates it, Page will make one thing clear. He's his own man, and he doesn't need help winning the AEW World Championship. Not from Osprey, and especially not one of the worst men walking the planet, meaning Swerve. Page doesn't need help from someone threatening the safety of his family for his own glory. Last week, Page made a promise, and tonight he'll make another. He'll never need or accept help from Swerve Strickland. Page will still ride into Texas against Jon Moxley to regain the AEW Men's World Championship. I don't know why he keeps saying men's. What other championship would it be? As All In is a night for all of us, and it'll be a night for the Hangman. Jon Moxley appeared behind Page, and they have their first face-to-face on the road to All In. It was very brief. Marina, Wheeler, Useless, and Claudio surrounded the ring. Osprey comes back out with chairs. He has one, and he hands one to Hangman. Moxley slowly calls his troops off, and they back away and leave, leaving Page and Osprey standing in the ring by themselves. Gee, man, I'm super excited about this match, man. No dialogue, nothing said, and this was basically just like every other Death Riders segment that we got for the last 9 months.
I tell you what, the second half of this show compared to the first absolutely feels like the difference between Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah.
Dynamite was not that great, and Collision was even worse.
Fucking ridiculous. Hopefully there's more to be said next week, honestly. We need more from this, and we need more from Mercedes and Tony. Right after 1 week, they've already dropped the ball on both of these things, both of these stories. We need more. Lexi Nair's backstage with Don Callis and the Don Callis family. Callis said Adam Cole made a challenge they've accepted and said what almost happened to him last week, thanks to Kyle Fletcher, was bad. They'll finish the job tonight. You know, I don't really think we need to make statements like that after the man almost fucking lost his life last week. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Callis turns his attention to Bandito and the Outrunners and said he'll show Bandito.
Wait.
Who?
You got their name wrong.
I'm sorry. The Los Outrunners.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
And he said he'll show Bandito Proto Shida and brings up the best luchador in wrestling history, Hechicero, who walks in, cuts a promo in Spanish. Fletcher's reaction behind him is very comical as he's just jumping up and down like a fucking geek. And Callis says they're going to kick some ass tonight. So Hechicero is now in the Don Callis family. I'm sure everybody around the world is thrilled for this opportunity for Hechicero and the Don Callis family.
I saw it coming a mile away. Makes total sense, bro.
Absolutely. We're going to watch Collision next week to see Hechicero and the Don Callis family. That's what creating captivating television is all about.
Is that the extra man that he was going to add? The Don Callis family sucks by saturation at this point. There's just too many unnecessary people in there.
I don't know, man. Lucha Lane continues, man, with FTR against Atlantis Jr. and Templario. Oh, my goodness, man.
Here we go. Start the music back.
What did you think of these guys, man? What did you think of Templario?
Ooh. I was playing lucha music during this whole match, man. It was like Anarchy in the Arena all over again in my stream.
Like I'm playing The Legend of Zelda, man. Where am I going? I'm going to the Templario.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. You gotta go find the Hylian shield in Atlantis Jr. Get the fuck out of here, man.
It is protected by the princess of Temporia. Temporia sounds like a kind of chicken
This
that you would
shit
cook.
sucks, man.
I
I don't know.
make some Temporia chicken, bro. It's gonna be great.
Oh, God. Where do we even start here? We got Cash is in there, blind tag. Templario was left fighting off both members of FTR. He avoided a shatter machine. Atlantis made the save. Thrust kicks, DDTs led to Atlantis going to the top. He was crotched by Harwood. Cash was sent to the apron as Templario wanted a suplex back in, but Harwood tripped out the legs and Wheeler stole the pin. Post-match, Stokely got in the ring with a microphone and said, "There's something important that needs to be said. FTR wins in a shock. They're the winningest tag team in AEW history. It doesn't matter what country you're from. Everyone falls to FTR."
Is that
Harwood.
true? Have they won more matches than any tag team?
I beats me. Why would he say it?
Day one.
Why would he say it?
The Bucks have been there since day one.
I don't know. Harwood was going to say something, but was booed so loudly, he said Denver missed their chance. Top guys out. Harwood trash talked the fans. He laid down on the stage, and had Stokely count a pin on him as he challenged a fan to step up. Great. It's unbelievable. This is what you, this is the free pay-per-view that Tony Khan was giving away on Warner last night.
You get what you pay for, bro. You get what you pay for.
Oh, man. We got a video package of Techla, Jesse. I'm sorry. It's Techla. Techla is her name.
Yeah. So when she first debuted, she was originally mislabeled as Techla by a lot of people in the community. And then when we got a better look at her, she is definitely not Techla. She's just Techla. Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking at my notes, man. Do you believe there's 4 more matches left in this show? We're gonna breeze through this, man. Seriously, this is fucking terrible. Honestly, we got Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita again, and Hechicero. I can't forget Hechicero against Bandito and the Los Outrunner. I guess it's. What is this show, man? Holy shit!
They're the Los Outrunners when they get the masks on, and they always have the masks on now.
Are the sickos complaining about Los Outrunners the same way they're comparing them to Grande Americano?
Oh God, no. And is that why he's doing it? I didn't even think about it.
I don't know.
I didn't even think about it.
I don't know.
By the way, shout out to Chad Gable. He's my pick to win Money in the Bank.
It's a possibility. Possibility. You know what it's not going to be? It's not going to be Punk.
No. It doesn't need to be Punk. It doesn't need to be...
No, it needs to be
Seth.
LA Knight. It needs to be LA Knight.
I wouldn't do LA Knight. I think his luster is kind of worn off. That's just me. I think he stays in the mid card. I would keep him in the mid card.
Kyle Fletcher hits a super kick on Bandito as he was in mid-lion salt. Corner charging boots from Proto Sheeta. Who? Yeah, that's their name. That's their tag team name. Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita, Proto Sheeta. Until they wanted a corner super bomb, but Bandito countered into a snap Hurricane Rana. Bandito takes out Hechicero with the dive. As the Los Outrunners went for the Predator handshake elbow. It was cut off by Takeshita, and Proto Sheeta hit dueling snapdragons, haluva kicks, and brainbusters for the stereo 1, 2, 3.
I do like the handshake by the Los Outrunner.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, the ship is sailed on those guys, though, right?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah. They didn't strike while the iron was hot on those guys. So just tag team purgatory for them is fine. They're entertaining, here and there, but I don't take them like champions serious. I really don't. I feel like if you lose to them, you've lost to a comedy act.
Probably, yeah. Footage of a tag team street fight was shown last week where Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford wrestled Harley Cameron and Anna Jay, where both of them walked away injured, by the way.
Oh, my God.
It drove home the toughness of Harley Cameron and Anna Jay, even in defeat. Backstage, Ford said Jay should have bowed down after what happened to Cameron last week. The camera pans, and Jay's being beaten up. So Megan Bayne drags her to the stage. Bayne wants to do Fate's Descent, or the F5, off the stage. But Ford ordered her to do it off the stage instead. All of a sudden, we get Tay Mello's music hit. And she comes out and takes out Ford and was about to charge at Megan Bayne. And both had to be separated by security. Mello got a loud pop from, if you want to say that was loud, I don't know if it was loud or not to you guys at home, but Harley Cameron taking time off and obviously out with a broken nose. This sets the table for Tay J, or Tay Mello and Anna Jay, for their reunion. Man,
She had to hear her music before she came out. You know that, right? I mean,
are you caring about this at all, bro? Tay Mello.
She left Gorilla to make a run in at the top of the stage, and she had to hear her music before she came out and around the fucking curtain.
Can I call some illogical nonsense out? So let me get this straight, Tony Khan. Your security team and your management team were not ready and willing and able to go out there to see Megan Bayne and stop Megan Bayne from dropping this woman off the fucking stage, but you all rush out there to stop Tay Mello from brawling with Megan Bayne. So why not the love for Anna Jay when she was about to be tossed off the stage by Megan Bayne in an F5?
Because the music hit. So
okay.
So so it makes it okay.
I guess.
Well, okay.
Tay Mello came back very unceremonious. She came back. This is what they think of Tay Mello. They brought her back on a 4-hour Fyter Fest in the end of the 3rd hour.
Right.
It's
like I said
that's
earlier,
great, man. It's fantastic.
If they don't have a spot for you in this 4-hour show, they will never have a spot for you in AEW. And they even got Tay Mello back on the show.
Who cares? Nobody cares. I'm sure the reaction streamer's having a field day with this one. Nobody cares. Lexi Nair's backstage with Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn as Bowens says he wants to officially announce this month is Pride of Pro Wrestling Month. Bowens then challenges Kyle Fletcher next week to a match at Summer Blockbuster. Imagine Summer Blockbuster, man. Man, he's really going for that no tool player fucking gimmick, huh?
You said no tool.
Lexi Dare.
Just the tool of AEW, man.
Lexi Dare and Billy Gunn both love it as Bowen said Fletcher would get his ass kicked by the 5-tool player, man. He's got more tools than wins. And that's going to continue next week against Kyle Fletcher, man. Oh, my God.
At this point, Max Caster is more entertaining than Anthony Bowens.
We got
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. AR Fox, Lee Johnson, shout out to Big Shotty.
Big Shotty.
Sammy Guevara, who is the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, and Nick Wayne, the Ring of Honor TV Champion. Fatal 4-way here. Christian Cage and Mother Wayne are out there. Ricochet blessed us with his greatness on commentary. Why is Ricochet out there? Are we looking at Ricochet going after the Ring of Honor TV title, bro? What are we doing out here? Is he scouting for the title because he wants gold? Or is he scouting for talent because he wants a group? What is he doing?
I don't know. He needs both. But did you get my text last week? I'm hearing that we might be looking at the Good Brothers coming in to be as heavy.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see that too.
I can see that. I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I mean, it's one of the. I don't know how. We're all questioning how we even get fucking Copeland back integrated with Christian with Copeland. I don't know. Is Ricochet going to be involved with Copeland? I have no fucking clue. No clue. So, why this Ring of Honor match is happening on the show? Christian wanted it. Does anybody fucking care about the Ring of Honor titles? No, nobody cares. They're fucking worthless. So we got a twisting brainbuster here by AR Fox, who is Mr. Collision. So you can't have a Saturday Night's Collision on Wednesday without AR Fox.
No, Mr. Collision.
Who trapped Lee Johnson in the ropes, hits a slingshot destroyer. Fox went up top, hits a swanton, dive off and onto the pile for taking Nick Wayne back inside. Tried another swanton, but Wayne got the knees up. And the prodigy driver from Wayne connects, and he retains. Post-match, Christian raised the Ring of Honor title high in the air and placed it on Wayne's shoulder before giving him a hug and leaving. Great.
I'm having another heel babyface dynamic moment with this feud. Like, where are we going? I mean, are we going to turn Nick Wayne babyface? Because I'm not feeling it. And I'm not sure why I would cheer Christian Cage in this, because he's being a dick.
I don't know. Nobody wants to see Christian as a babyface. And Nick Wayne, I mean, have you done enough for the fans to actually care about Nick Wayne as a babyface here? No.
No, he needs to stay heel. I think Nick Wayne is doing fine for his age and his experience level and all that stuff. I think he's doing fine in this role, but he needs to stay heel.
Oh my God. Techla versus Lady Frost. Oh man, another Collision VIP over here, Lady Frost. Listen, I'll give Techla some praise here. I thought the entrance was great. I couldn't really hear the theme, but it looked or sounded very hard-hitting, metal-esque. So Techla has a very nice entrance, and the match itself was, it was completely one-sided here. I mean, they just wanted her to get a win. But this is what they think of Techla. You wanted Techla to be a standout. You should have debuted her in the first hour. She's here in the fourth hour of this show. Why? I don't really get it. On Collision?
Yeah. Well, after the match, I was trying to gauge my chat and see what they thought about it, and I already had people like, "Oh, I don't like her. She sucks." And I'm sitting there like, bro, look, man. I understand, like, for some reason, it is the cool thing just to hate everything the AEW does, but the woman had a 5-minute match. How can you already decide that you don't like her in a 5-minute one-sided match? She didn't do anything. I
actually don't mind her. I think she's actually got a great look. I never seen a fucking match of hers before this. I don't know a fucking thing about her, but from this entrance and this match, I actually think that she is going to be a nice presence if they want to put anything into it.
Yeah, that was my take was, like, I want to see more of her. And she's got Queen Aminata next week. I think that will be a little bit better of a barometer to see what she can do. I mean, she clearly appears that she can wrestle. She's got a nice move set. She can, she looks decent as far as her ring presence and everything like that. But I need more than 5 minutes to find out how good or bad she is. But she does not look like someone that can't wrestle. I mean, you could tell that right away. You put like a fucking, I don't know, like an Alicia Fox out there, and in 5 minutes she'll stink up the joint. You know what I'm saying? But she was fine out there in 5 minutes. I just think she needs more time to show more of what she can do and her timing and things like that.
Frost hit some back forearms. Techla waffled her with one of her own. Did the Bray Wyatt spider walk. Techla hits a spear, pretty good looking spear, before locking in the death trap choke for the 1-2-3 or the submission here. Submitted Lady Frost. Post match, Techla again ripped away at Frost's mouth until Queen Aminata hit the ring to make the save just randomly out of nowhere. And that's the next challenge, as Queen Aminata was backstage saying that every time someone new comes to AEW, they try to make a name for themselves. And she tells Techla she's the one and only African queen and says they stomp on spiders. The challenge is officially set for next week. As Aminata said, they'll find out who will stomp on who. Someone asked Aminata on social media, do you ever wrestle? And she replied, not really. So, gee, I wonder why she's in this match.
I mean, I mean, maybe not as of late, but we've seen plenty of Queen Aminata on TV. What are you talking
Bro,
about?
they're all unhappy, man.
Yeah, I bet.
They're all unhappy. This is a waste. I'm interested to see what they do with Techla, but I'm not holding my breath for them to do anything substantial. The major announcement that they plugged here in the third hour was basically Okada and Omega, winner take all. So hopefully they unify the championships at All In. It will be Continental versus International title. Omega, Okada, All In. Contract signing will be next week. It's not really a major announcement, being that we all kind of knew that this match was already basically signed, sealed, and delivered in December, but they officially made it official here tonight. And then main event. The main event, this free pay-per-view bonanza.
Free pay-per-view.
Paragon, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Danny Garcia, with Daddy Magic versus the Don Callis family. This is Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta.
Now, imagine booking this show as a pay-per-view and telling people that this is the headline.
You know what I thought of this, bro? Nothing.
Yeah.
Paragon wins.
Yeah.
As if anybody cares. I can't wait for Adam Cole to get the fuck out of there, man. Next week on Summer Blockbuster, we got Will Osprey versus Swerve. Very much looking forward to that. Omega, Okada, all-in contract signing. Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton, and MJF versus Komander, Kevin Knight, and Speedball. Should be fun. Mystico in action before he gets ready for MJF at Arena Mexico. Kyle Fletcher versus the no-tool player, Anthony Bowens. Toni Storm and Julia Hart go one-on-one with Mercedes on commentary. She was supposed to be on commentary this week, but she decided to eat steak instead. And Techla versus Queen Aminata. Looks like, just on paper, a better show than this week.
How much worse could it possibly get?
I don't know, this show was fucking absolutely offensive last night. Holy shit. They literally woke up and said, how do we put together a card? Let's throw random matches out there. Literally no thought went into anything on this show. Guys, thank you for joining us here on this Thursday stream for AEW Dynamite Collision Fyter Fest, Fyter Borefest. Appreciate you guys. 1,000 likes, man. Even on a Thursday afternoon at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we still have 1,000 likes, man. Thank you guys very much.
You guys are awesome.
We got a Collision Corner out of the way. There's no Collision Corner next week because we just covered Collision tonight.
I feel like I have a week off.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Everybody needs a week off from Collision.
Yeah, from Collision.
Super chats are open. Get them on in, guys. We'll be here to read through your questions and comments. Appreciate you. Follow us on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Go follow Jesse at ChyTownSmark and on YouTube. I link this channel down below. I will have more content on the channel tomorrow. Going to be a busy weekend. I will be here to cover it all for you. And please remember to leave a comment as well down below. Helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. Tyler.
I'll put you in the spot live on the air.
Yeah.
Want to do a previews and predictions tomorrow?
If I get done with my extra, sure.
Awesome. All right, cool. We'll see.
Tyler with 199. Much love, JD, Jesse, OTS for life, the best. Thank you, Tyler. Hannah with a 499. Fyter Fest was straight fire. Those 4 hours flew by. Can't wait for next week in Grand Slam. Also, what do you think of Techla? Her theme is sick. Thank you, Hannah.
Awesome.
It flew by for you. It certainly did not for me or Jesse. Techla, I'm going to give it a chance. I think she's got a great look. I like it. I like the vibe.
If you enjoyed the show, I mean, look, we're just gonna tell you how it felt to us. If you guys genuinely enjoyed the show, don't feel pressured and bullied into not liking it because others don't. If you enjoyed your wrestling, good. I mean, continue to enjoy your wrestling, whatever it is.
No. That's just our opinions. You don't have to agree with it.
It's our opinion. That's it.
If you find us entertaining, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Olivia Lover with a 2, coming to us from Bulgaria. Oh, my goodness. Love to all entertaining wrestling, but poor story. It'll be great if they give the TNT title to Beast Mortos. And Bulgaria is OTS with you, one and only JD and Jesse live. Thank you, Olivia. Joey Taylor with a 2. Happy early Father's Day, Jesse.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Sidro, $5 super chat. I wanted to punch a guy, but my friend Adam stopped me. I just said, Let me at him. Let me at him.
Oh, boy.
Hashtag, let me at him, Scoob. Hashtag, ready? Thank you, Sidro. DW Heard with a $10 super chat. This was supposed to be a 4-hour Dynamite, but the very first thing Will Osprey says to crew is, I'll see you later on Collision. This is why you don't do a 4-hour show in the middle of the week. No. I don't know why he said that.
I don't know why he said the show sucks because of Moxie.
I mean, he's not
Whatever
he's not
reason that
speaking
he
wrong.
thinks it sucks, fine, whatever. But you agree that the show sucks.
Sidra with a 5. A guy is training deer to run faster. He just trying to make a quick buck. And had a college fund, so spent it on a boat. And I called it my scholarship.
Okay, I feel like you just are pulling up jokes randomly and trolling us at this point, Sidro.
I like the scholarship one, bro. Michael Rokicki with a 4.99. What's harder to watch? AEW or the Brave blowing a 6-run 9th lead to the D-backs today? Bro, they got to fire Brian Snicker, and they got to blow up the bullpen. I gave up, bro. It's over. They're worse now with Acuna back than they were without him.
I don't want to talk about this, bro.
Keith Hobson with the 14 months. Like I told Jesse last night, this show was terrible. And the doo-doo sorry, the crew sucks. Yeah, the crew's awful. Scott Woodford with 27 months. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you are doing well. I'm drinking water as I'm working. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Keith, for 14 months. Young Chauvet, 15 with a 5. I'm ready for a collision corner. Laughing emoji. Show was almost a clusterfuck. I drank with my pops for his 66th birthday last night. My pops loves you, JD and Jesse. Thank you, young Chauvet.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks.
Appreciate that, man. Shout out to your pops. Happy birthday. Phenomenal Walls with a 5. The United Nations champion. No, we don't need another championship, bro. No more. Tone C with a 2. Bloody as hell or burnt to a crisp? I don't know. I'm gonna go bloody as hell.
I actually like my steaks medium.
Actually, no. Are you talking about steaks? I don't like my steaks bloody. I like my steaks medium. I take my steaks medium.
I like, so if there was a spot between medium rare and medium, because I don't want them just straight up medium rare, but I don't want mine over medium. So if there was something right between medium rare and medium, that's kind of where I want mine.
Yeah, I like mine like whatever is like a notch above medium. I don't like it bloodied. I don't. I like a little pink, but whatever is above medium, I like my steak that way. But my burgers are always medium well. I cannot stand bloody burgers because when the blood seeps into the bun, I fucking hate it. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you're actually not supposed to eat bloody burgers. It's not the same as steak.
No.
It's not the same as steak. I mean, medium well or well done for burgers.
Yeah.
How you're supposed to eat ground beef.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll even extra crisp my burgers, to be honest with you. Devil Jinx with a 5. Not sure which got fed to Mercedes Mone worse. The cow slaughtered to make the steak or the AEW women's division?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Probably go with the women's division. Raging Girl Gamer with 55 months. Crazy how time flies. 55 months. So happy I can support you and Jesse. OG of the OTS family. Absolutely, Rage.
That's what's up, Rage. Thank you.
Hope you're all well.
And guys, if you like hanging out for some video game content, Rage does live stream basically every day. Go check her out.
Yes. JJ with a $2 super chat. Tony versus Monet. A1 sauce on pole match for the steak. Yeah. Yeah, A1 sauce now, bro. No, we're not using A1.
Oh, my God.
We're not using A1, bro. That's disgusting. So much sugar in A1, bro. Come on.
If you need A1 for your steak, you have a horrible steak.
Yeah. Samuel Vargas with a 2. If you watch Collision, you're a masochist.
Don't know what that means, but I guess that's me. I am.
Mustaf with a new membership. Thank you, Mustaf. Silas, thank you for the 100, brother. And congratulations again on being a dad. Daniel Rodriguez with a 499. MJF is working with the Hurt Syndicate, only to use them for his benefit to get back Triple B. Work smarter, not harder is his point of view. He's our scumbag, after all, yeah. Yeah, they're healing it up right now, but I think the direction is going to be MJF fucking him over, for sure.
Yeah.
Gamma Thor with 33 months. Thank you, Gamma Thor. Adam JD 519 with 15 months. Thank you, Adam JD. Just sending a shout out to JD and Jesse for watching this 4-hour horror show so we don't have to.
What do you do?
Advocate with a 12 months. The only Templario I know is found in the Vault of Glass. And I've seen women put mascara on in a Durango. Yes, the Vault of Glass, man. That's the only Templario I know, too. What's the DPS face for that one, bro? That's going to be the new one, man. Every time we talk about Templario. What's your DPS strat?
I actually picked up Destiny and played Onslaught the other day.
I gotta do the dungeon. I gotta do Prophecy.
Yeah.
Mike, 43 with 37 months. Musk versus Trump over anything in pro wrestling right now. Why are they feuding, bro? What happened? I thought they were good buddies. What happened?
I mean, how long did you expect that?
Like a pro wrestling storyline.
Yeah, I mean, how long did you expect that marriage to actually last? Though?
Elon tweeted, "Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out," he says.
That's like saying, big announcement, Omega versus Okada.
I don't know.
At the pay-per-view. Like, bro, we already knew. I mean, here's my thing about all this. Elon knows where the bodies are buried. And now that they're beefing and feud, he's gonna start talking and start raising a whole bunch of even more red flags.
Yeah,
he knows where the bodies are buried because he helped them bury them. So now he's got to implicate himself to try to bury his ex. So I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah. I stay away from politics, bro. I don't really follow. I just see whatever's on my timeline and I just scroll past it. Ali with a $2 super chat. JD, who's your favorite Mortal Kombat character? I don't really have one, bro. Scorpion?
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that's a good one. We got two more and then we'll get out of here. Jason Correa with $4.99. Hey, JD, Jesse, what's up? How do you like the Switch 2 and what did you do with your old ones? I still have my old Switch. I don't know what I will be doing with it. I should sell a lot of this stuff on like Macari or something like that. But I got our lovely VIP Dovey. My Switch 2 is arriving tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. Thank you, Jason. Nightmares Adventures with a 5. What did the bison say to his son when he left the ranch? Bye, son. And Big Haas with a $5 super chat. Stephanie with JD versus EO with Jesse at Evolution. Gonna break this podcast. Also, free Jamie Hader. Bro, Stephanie is chef's kiss, bro.
Stephanie's all right compared to EO.
Chef's kiss, man.
She's all right.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here, man. I tried my best to get us out of here under 3 hours, and that's exactly what we did. Jesse, any parting words before we get out of here?
No, man. Come on over, join the channel. The subs are flying. We're gonna, bang out some more content. I'm gonna try to get our previews and predictions up on my channel for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow afternoon if we can squeeze it in.
There you go. Thank you guys for a great stream this afternoon for happy hour, man. We had 1,800 in here. Not so much off our normal. We were only shy of 1,000 people or so, but it happens. We were also live streaming on X, so thank you guys for all the support. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the content on the channel. Plenty of it. TNT on Tuesday was great. Go check that out. Monday we were live. I'll be live again on Saturday for Money in the Bank. Going to be a big weekend. I'll have some content up tomorrow. I may or may not do something with Jesse tomorrow. I'll figure it out. But thank you guys for a great stream. Continue to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Thank you for the super chat. Love. And I will see you guys back here live tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Unfortunately, I'll see you guys then.